all, my name is Jalen and this is Artincolor, a channel where I talk about contemporary artists of color, for the most part. Today we are going to talk about Lucia Hierro, an artist who is interested in confronting capitalism in her work through an intersectional lens. Before we get into it, please subscribe to my channel so you can get notified every single time I post a video. Now, on to the art. Lucia Hierro is a Dominican-American conceptual artist born and raised in Washington Heights in New York City in 1987. And is currently based in the South Bronx. She received a BFA from SUNY Purchase in 2010 and an MFA from the Yale School of Art in 2013. Lucia's practice, which includes sculpture, installation, and mixed media, explores capitalism and consumerism through a personal lens. Appropriating recognizable objects and images from commercial products to art history, Hierro is interested in creating work that speaks to her experiences with capitalism as a Dominican-American New Yorker. Deeply interested in pop art, minimalism, conceptual art, and European still life painting, as well as her own biographical circumstances, Hierro's work surveys power, individuality, and opportunity specific to the community she is a part of. Her dimensional collages bring together handmade and digital strategies with objects that assert her Dominican heritage and deconstruct a very Eurocentric art canon. Her works often present as large-scale interpretations of the objects she is familiar with in a consumer context. From massive semi-translucent bags full of groceries and coupons to bags of sugar or rice or beans, all of these objects speak to Hierro's specific cultural experience. She is quoted as saying, "The more specific I got, the broader the conversation could get surrounding the work and content. It is the illusion of knowing everything about the maker and the content, when really there are hidden landmines. You cannot copy this work, but it's easy to think that you can." Many of these works can be defined as soft sculpture, an idea that I've talked about in a previous video on the artist Heinko. Soft sculpture can be defined as sculpture that is made up of materials such as rubber, latex, or cloth. Such works undermine traditional ideas about sculpture, namely that it is supposed to be durable and made from fancier, more expensive materials like marble or bronze. Many of Hierro's works are also installations. Installations can be defined as large-scale, often mixed media artworks that are meant to be experienced at a specific space or specific time. So instead of looking at a piece of artwork on a wall, to see an installation you might enter a room or a space as an experience the artist has created. Stuffed with digitally printed fabric objects, many of them popular Dominican foods, each sculpture Hierro creates embodies an individualized narrative that traverses race, class, and gender. The largeness of her murals often riff on billboard advertising. These large works featuring consumer objects definitely remind me of the work of James Rosenquist, a well-known pop artist. James Rosenquist would create large-scale collage-like murals featuring very recognizable staples of American popular culture, whether they be food or people. However, he sort of morphs them together in surrealist ways to emphasize how confusing and overwhelming advertising and culture can often be, especially in America. Or if you want to connect to an even more well-known pop artist, you can think of Andy Warhol in the way that he would appropriate the imagery of the Campbell's soup can in his own work. Hierro's visual use of objects such as domino sugar, lottery tickets, paper coffee cups, and plantain chips, however, point to the specificity of her experiences in the Bronx and the relationship she built with these consumer products in her life. A specific work of hers that I would love to discuss is titled Vecinos/Neighbors. Vecinos Neighbors was shown at Primary in Miami, where Lucia hoped the gallery's predominantly Haitian and Dominican neighborhood would recognize aspects of their own daily lives in the work. The installation drew on her previous Mercado and Bodegon series, and she focused on Latinx experiences that have typically been excluded from galleries. With an oversized bag of Goya red kidney beans and Vicks Vapor Rub and black bag up a 6th floor walk-up, Hierro brings to mind Warhol's Brillo boxes. The more than 3-foot tall sculpture of a bag of domino sugar titled "Can I Borrow a Cup of Sugar?" speaks to communal care, a theme that is prevalent throughout Hierro's practice. Hierro, in reference to the installation, noted that, quote, "A family made this happen. The title of the show really shaped the making of the works and mirrors how I work in general." Her work is in several collections, including the Perez Art Museum in Miami and the Progressive Collection. Lucia Hierro has also had works shown in art spaces such as the Bronx Museum of the Arts, Museum of the African Diaspora in San Francisco, and Elizabeth D. Gallery. She also had a solo exhibition at the Aldridge Contemporary Art Museum in Ridgefield, Connecticut, which was titled Marginal Costs. As always, I'll provide some links below so you can learn more about this artist on your own. The question of the day is, who's your favorite artist who works with soft materials? Any kind of material that is just soft and plushy. Please leave your answers below and we can talk about it together and it'll be cool. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you learned something new, share it with a friend. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.